Hey guys, welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling Podcast. My name is Mare. I am the Mrs. to the Mrs. and Mr. Wrestling Podcast. So, category is 40 years of fabulous fights. Guys, it's my 40th birthday today. I know you can't tell. I only look like I'm 25. Just kidding. You can tell 40 came for me real hard this year. So this special edition, we're going to do 40 matches for 40 years of life starting in 1985. Hang in there, lace up those boots, grab your championship snacks, and get ready to relive 40 years of ring realness because this diva is turning 40 and I'm bringing the fireworks, the flair, and maybe a few tears. Let's get into it, babes. Let's kick it off with 1985. Super old school here. Big hair, bright lights, and the dawn of WrestleMania. We're starting where it all began. Back with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T taking on Rowdy Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. This is kind of like the kickoff of mainstream wrestling mayhem. Let me pull up this video here, guys. Now, you're going to see a ton of my favorites. I'm not going to play the whole video for you, but give me 1 second while this loads. All right, here you go, guys. Let's take it back a little bit. Now, this is kind of like in the height of Hulkamania. He was huge. This is the first WrestleMania. Super exciting. Everything's extravagant. I mean, look at those people. Who are those people? They look like Las Vegas showgirls. But let's just get to my favorite part here, okay? I'm going to fast forward a little bit. There's Muhammad Ali. Super exciting. And then here comes the pomp and circumstance, but Scottish style. Guys, Rowdy Roddy Piper, he is my all-time favorite wrestler. Definitely in that first spot on my Mount Rushmore. And you'll come to find out it's really hard for me to commit to just 4 wrestlers. But this is awesome. All right, here he comes. Look, that's my favorite, Howard Finkel. He's on my Mount Rushmore of ring announcers. And then look at Rowdy Roddy Piper. Such a badass. Look at that. Look at that face. He's so smug. This is my all-time favorite shirt here. It's one of my dream shirts. If I could ever get it, I will. I'm sure it's available out there. Hit me up if you know where you can get it. I just love the whole thing. I just love all of Rowdy Roddy Piper. Now, word on the street, and by the street I mean Steven was telling me that Rowdy Roddy Piper really wasn't into this whole Mr. T situation. He didn't want to work with him. He didn't want to do, he just didn't want to do this, but he did it anyways. Is that right, babe? Did I get it right? But let's talk about Hulk's hair. You're gonna come to find out that I am obsessed with Hulk's hairography. Oh, Liberace. I forgot that he was here. Oh, look at that. Cowboy Bob Orton, Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, looking ripped. So cute. All right, let's pull up some serious hairography here. Now, one of my all-time favorite things about Hulk Hogan is his hair. His little wispy mop of hair always moves and is just like a show in and of itself. Let's see if we can find a good one here. Look at his hair. Look at the way that it moves. Now, Mr. T, I think this was before Rocky 3, is that right? This is after Rocky 3. So Mr. T was pretty hot at this time, but look at Hulk Hogan's hair. That hair works hard for the money. Look at it. All right. I mean, that's not really the whole point of why we're here, but look at it. Look at him. He's like, I'm coming for you, Mr. T, and my wet hair. Great match. Great match. All right, let's see here. We're going to put a pause to this, and let's take it to 1996. Glam Grit and the British Bulldogs. WrestleMania 2, they stole the show, Tag Team Gold, and Crown Chaos. Wrestling went global at this time, and so did the drama. Let's check it out. So we have Greg the Hammer Valentine, the British Bulldogs. Babe, come here. Who's this guy in this little fancy pants glitter getup? That guy right there.
Is Johnny Valiant.
Flesh is Johnny Valiant. We got Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Ozzy Osbourne. I haven't seen him yet. Okay. So he's got to be young. Let's see if we can see him. Oh my gosh, is he wearing the peach suit? Oh my goodness, guys. Love a good peach colored suit. Look at Greg the Hammer Valentine. He was young, kind of ripped here. Everybody's rocking that blonde hair. Just don't pay attention to all the other guys that aren't. But this is the era of blonde hair. Yeah. This is awesome match. Look at him. There he is. Ozzy Osbourne. So cute. Rest in peace. Now, in terms of managers, babe, Luscious Johnny, what's his name? Luscious Johnny Valiant. Was he a good manager or kind of just filled the role? Okay. All right. All right. That's all we've got on that match, guys. Now let's get into 1997. This is 1987. Just kidding. I'm turning 40. 1987. Now, this match is one of my all-time favorite matches. I mean, it's the Irresistible Force and the Immovable Object, WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, 93,000 fans, and the slam heard round the world. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Hulk Hogan did rip his bicep on this. Is that correct? Rumor and innuendo. Now, look at them. This standoff is incredible. Two giant men. Look at the blonde hair. I'm telling you, if you don't care about wrestling, watch the hairography with Hulk Hogan's hair. It's going to be incredible. But this match was epic. This WrestleMania was epic. The most amount of fans, at that time, if ever. Or have they had more? Shout out to AEW, guys. All right. Now, this match is incredible. Look at how huge Andre the Giant is. And look at Bobby the Brain Heenan in that cool jacket. Bobby was Andre's manager in this match. All right. Let's fast forward a little bit to get some of the epic scenes in this match. Now, I love 80s wrestling just for the fact of how wrestlers sold in the 80s. Probably two of my all-time favorite sellers from the 80s would be Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. He is my all-time favorite when it comes to selling. I love it. We'll see more of him later in the countdown here, but Hulk Hogan really did a good job making you think that he was losing. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let's fast forward a little bit. Now, aside from the giant scoop slam that Hulk Hogan does on Andre the Giant, one of my other favorite things in this match is when Andre the Giant does a big bear hug on Hulk Hogan. And that seemed to be kind of like a signature situation with Hulk Hogan in the 80s. Because he would, they'd squeeze the heck out of him, and then he would just like melt into oblivion. And then as the ref raised the hand for the third time, Hulkster hulks up. It's just iconic. And look at Andre. I love Andre the Giant. He's not on my Mount Rushmore, but I do love him. Let's see. What else? Oh, okay, look at the hug. Look at him. Oh, he's squeezing him. Hulk Hogan's hair is going crazy. Andre's just giving him a squeeze. Now, fun fact about Bobby the Brain Heenan, not really about him, is that when we were going to have our daughter, Charlotte, before we found out she was a girl, we were tossing names around for boys and girls. And if Charlotte was to be a boy, we would have named her Heenan Thomas because the name Heenan is epic and he's one of the best managers of all time. But Charlotte was born a Charlotte. So yeah, we never got to use that name. Now look at this. This is the hug heard round the world. They're still hugging. All right, we're going to keep going. Let's see here. He hulked up. Boom! Punching Andre the Giant in the face. Boom! Another punch. Wow. Okay, finally. The hold is loosening. See what's going to happen next. Oh, he's down for the count. I kind of want to see if I can get this scoop slam here. Just see what happens. Irish whip. He misses. Boom. And he takes Andre down. That's huge. I don't feel like many people were able to knock down Andre the Giant. And look at Hulk Hogan's face. Look at his hair. He's hulking up. Ah! Incredible. Incredible work here, guys. You can appreciate this match even if you're not a wrestling fan. Okay, here it is. Boom! That's like 600 pounds. The Hulkster did it. Big boot. Leg drop. And the cover. Look at him. He won. All right. Let's move on. 1988, guys, the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Savage team up. See what happens. Now, if this is the match that I'm thinking, I'm only here for one person, Miss Elizabeth. Let's pull this bad boy up, see what happens here. All right. So, as you can see, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, same outfit, Miss Elizabeth in her matching yellow and red, so cute, teaming up against Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant. Again, we see Bobby the Brain Heenan here, and then special referee Jesse the Body Ventura in all his butt chin glory. But look at that hair, big as hell. Miss Elizabeth, she's in my Mount Rushmore of managers for sure. I think for me, being like the more casual wrestling fan, the whole Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth storyline is like so romantic and also so crazy and dysfunctional, but just like a really, I don't know if cute's the right word, but it's like a cute era in wrestling, especially um when Macho Man is having a match and she runs to get Hulk Hogan to save him. And yeah, okay, so we're not going to watch a ton of this match, but some of the things that are pretty cool about it is Ted DiBiase is continuously trying to buy off Jesse the Body Ventura so that they win. And then later on in the match, you can see that, Macho Man and Hulk weren't doing so hot. So then Miss Elizabeth, the big guns, she comes on in, and I am shocked in a move that is shocking to me. Let's see what happens. All right, they're getting their asses kicked. See if we can get there. Still more ass kicking. Poor Hulkster down for the count. All right, let's see. We're gonna get there, guys. All right, here we go. Okay, here we see Miss Elizabeth standing on the apron there. She whips off that skirt, guys. Look at that 80s booty in all its glory. And she's trying to distract everybody. Look, Virgil, I had no idea Virgil was part of this match. So she's trying to distract Ted DiBiase, Andre the Giant, but of course, mostly, Jesse the Body Ventura. So she's just prancing around. Now, Randy Savage was like notoriously jealous, right? So for her to do this in the match is mind blowing. I cannot believe. And look, they're like, "Yeah, boy, we're gonna win now." It's just a great piece of wrestling history, showmanship, acting. Boom. Back in the ring, Andre the Giant over the top ropes. He gets Bobby the Brain Heenan. Scoop slam on DiBiase. Here we go. All right. Macho Man going off the top rope. Boom. Elbow drop, I think. Leg drop. Oh, and then they had to force him to count. 1, 2, come on. 3. Boom. And the Mega Powers win. Great match. Loved it. That was probably, my favorite new to me match. So it's no secret, right? Steve is the mastermind behind this whole thing. So he prepared this list for me today so that I could be surprised, and to catch my real reactions on these matches. And so far, this is a winner of a list. All right. Now we're going to move on to 1989, another Mega Power situation. It is the breakup of the Mega Powers. Miss Elizabeth is not picking sides. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure I've seen this match, but we gotta give it a go here. But again, Mega Powers is one of my favorite storylines, and it really didn't last very long. Oh well, looks like Hulk Hogan won. Macho Man's carrying the title. Let's see what happens next on Trump Plaza. And look, we see baby Earl Hebner. He is definitely in my Mount Rushmore of referees. Let's see here. Now, was Macho Man kind of like the OG top rope person, or were there other guys doing the top rope at this time? Let's see here. This had to be the era of steroids too, because everybody is ripped. Ooh, double axe handle to the throat. Hulk Hogan is purple as shit right now. And look at how huge these guys are. Like, baby Earl Hebner, he looks so little. Pointing his finger. Okay, Macho Man's got something planned. Ooh, he's riding Hulk Hogan like a stallion. All right, let's see here. Poor Hulk Hogan, he looks terrible. Ooh, he's back. He must have hulked up. He did win. He won. Did he win? Is he wearing that title just to get under Macho Man's skin? No, he actually won. Look at how sweaty he is. So much sweat. Overall, a great match. Look at Macho Man pissed. Hogan's like, I won again. I'm still carrying this company, even though everybody else is really talented. All right, good match overall. All right, 1990. I was 5 years old in 1990. 1990 is the year that my little brother Harry was born. Shout out to my little brother Harry. He'll be 40 in just just under 5 years, I think. Because technically I'm like 4 years and some change, right? Who's counting? I am, because turning 40 is hard. But let's pull up the Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. Now, the thing with this match is I have seen this match before. It is kind of up there with the, some of the first matches that Steve ever showed me when we were first dating. Now, if you don't know our story, I was a wrestling fan in the Attitude era, and Steve has been a lifelong wrestling fan. After the Attitude era, hello, can I talk? I sort of fell off, and then since Steve and I have been together over the last 10 years, I've got reacquainted with wrestling and I'm definitely a fan now. But this match was one of the first matches that he'd ever shown me when we were first dating. And, it had come on the heels of seeing Hulk Hogan win at every WrestleMania. And this match, I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, you should. But Hulk Hogan loses to the Ultimate Warrior. And I just remember being like, wait, is that allowed to happen? Like, is Hulk allowed to lose? Apparently he is, and he did. But we see here the Ultimate Warrior. Now, I'm pretty sure every women's wrestler in the modern day era has Ultimate Warrior to thank for the idea of tying something tightly around their glute muscles to make them look bigger, because that's what this did. But he's got crazy written all. Now, the hard part about not playing the sound on this is that you can't hear Gorilla Monsoon, but he's one of the greats in terms of the commentators. And then Jesse the Body Ventura from the other match, he was probably one of the greatest color commentators of all time. He's not dead yet, but was, as in he's not doing it anymore. Look at that hair. Nothing screams crazy like Ultimate Warrior. Hulkster. Let's see. Now, this match, they wrestled so long and so hard that Ultimate Warrior's face paint came off completely, and it ruined Ultimate Warrior for me. And also, I mean, the fact that Hulk lost. I was like, what? This can't be happening. And now imagine little 5-year-old Steve watching this match for the first time. Like, I'm sure he was devastated. Were you devastated? Yeah, and I watched this match for the first time when I was 30, and I was devastated. So, can you imagine what it must have been like? Look, we see Baby Earl Hebner. I think that Ref Aubrey Edwards, who's in AEW, must get some of her technique from him, because some of the mannerisms are very similar. Oh, did you see that? The squeeze? Look at that. See, I'm telling you. Everybody loved to give Hulk Hogan hugs. Squeezing him. Hulk Hogan's getting tired. A bigger hug. And then he's gonna Hulk up. I hope. He always does. Oh no. Look at him. He's practically napping. Ugh, gross. So much sweat. Ultimate Warrior, look at him. He looks crazy. Squeezing. One. The arm goes down. Let's see. Two. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? We already know because I told you. Oh. Did you see that finger wave? Did you see that finger wave? Iconic. All right, we don't need to keep watching because I don't want to relive the disappointment. Oh, look at him. He's so sad. All right, let's pull up the next match. 1991. Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan. Now, this is just a recap of the match between Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, but babe, do you have anything you'd like to share with us about this match in particular?
This match at WrestleMania 7 was supposed to be at the LA Coliseum, but it was in the middle of the Gulf War.
Mhm.
So, for security reasons, they couldn't. So, they had to hurry up and move it to an arena in LA and only got a third of the people they thought they were getting. And they lost a lot of sponsorships due to the nature of the storyline they were doing. You had a U.S. Army guy, basically, who G.I. Joe was modeled after in Slaughter,
Yeah.
and he became an Iraqi sympathist who got special boots from Saddam Hussein and everything
Yeah.
in the middle of the war.
But that was all kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
But still they lost their sponsorships?
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Crazy. Now, look at how good Sergeant Slaughter looks in this video. He looks good still, and he was old then, and he's probably still old. Oh, is that the Iron Sheik waving the flag? Just kidding. All right, well, we're going to move on to our next match. Let's put a pause on this one. 1992. The Royal Rumble. Now listen, Royal Rumble, if you guys don't know, is my all-time favorite pay-per-view. I love Royal Rumbles. Can't get enough of them. Love them. Every year leading up to Royal Rumble, we watch every single one of them. We, take bets with our kids on who's going to win and what number, and like it's a whole event. Guys, hang in there. There's going to be a podcast about it closer to the actual Rumble. But Ric Flair, woo! Love Ric Flair. He's definitely in my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. So it's him, Roddy Piper. Now, Ric Flair is in my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers because he was just an incredible performer. Like the amount of charisma that he had was just insane. I loved the way that he, would sell moves. I loved the way that he begged. I loved I didn't really care so much about the strut, but everything he did was theatrical, and I just love Ric Flair. Let's see if they show some of his classic move. And this is the first Royal Rumble where somebody started at one and ended and won it. Is that correct? He is third. His chop was iconic. I remember watching this though for the first time with Steven and being like, how is he still in? How? How did he do it? Now, one of my favorite Ric Flair moves that he does is when he does the like falling forward movement. I'll have to see if I can find a GIF. It's my absolute favorite. One of my absolute favorite things that he does. The flops. It's a compilation. So let's just take a look at these flops. It should be pretty quick. Don't you love it? Anyways, you get the idea. That was pretty loud. All right. Monday Night Raw, Razor Ramon versus the 1-2-3 Kid is next, 1993. Now, these wrestlers are two totally, completely different people in terms of like how they look. So Razor Ramon, for a while, I was a Razor Ramon fan when I first started watching wrestling again. I loved his look. I thought his cheesy accent that was clearly not authentic was hysterical, and that toothpick in the mouth, and he'd be like, "Hey, Chico." Um, and then there's the 1-2-3 Kid, which we know later on as X-Pac. Now, what I love is, like, Razor Ramon looks like a wrestler. Like, if you picture what a wrestler would look like, he is like the epitome of that, minus the blonde hair of Hulk Hogan. And then the 1-2-3 Kid, he went on to be so famous, and he didn't even look like a wrestler. Like, I always joke with Steven about what a cute little mom bod X-Pac has. But like, he had an awesome career and was a great wrestler, and this was in his early years, so it's kind of neat to see the look back. But I love this gear. I love the Razor Ramon gear that has the razor blades on his ass and that crazy curly mullet, and I just love his gear. I don't know who this guy is, and I don't know what the name of that move is, but it's pretty cool. And then he's got the razor blades on his knee pads, like just a great time for wrestling, guys. But let's take it to our next match. Okay. T94 versus Owen. Brother versus brother at WrestleMania 10. Family feud, but an athletic art. Now, the crazy thing is that I remember watching a documentary about Owen Hart and Bret Hart's feud, and they didn't even talk to each other at the dinner table during holiday meals at this time in order to maintain that gimmick. Is that right, babe? Insane. Like, what a commitment. You go to your family holiday gathering and you don't talk to your brother the whole time because you have a show to put on for the rest of the world. It's insane. Now, neither of these guys are on my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. I do like them both. I feel like we never got enough of Owen, but I'm sure everybody feels that way. And Bret Hart, like, he is incredible. You know, him and I will forever be united in our hatred for Goldberg. Um, that right there makes me like him so much more. But I mean, he was awesome. He had the look. His gear was great. He was a badass. Like those sunglasses, every kid still wants those sunglasses. You know, he's incredible. And it's crazy, this feud. How long after this before Owen passes away? In 2000s? What a great match. Wow, Owen won. More baby Earl Hebner. Love to see it. Wow, he does not look good. He looks like he's gonna throw up or something. What? Great match. All right, guys, we're gonna move right along here. Next match. 1995, it's gonna be Shawn Michaels versus Diesel, former friends, their rivals. Big Daddy Cool goes ice cold on HBK. All right, let's pull up this match here. Now, see, the thing is about Mount Rushmore is there's only 4 slots, so 2 of my 4 slots are taken. I have a really hard time committing to Shawn Michaels on my Mount Rushmore, and let me tell you why. It can't be full of WWE guys. There has to be room for some other guys from like AEW and New Japan, like Kenny Omega. He's on my Mount Rushmore. But then if I put Shawn Michaels on there, then all my spots are full. And I don't know if I can do that. So Shawn Michaels, he's an incredible wrestler. I love anything he ever did. I like him more after his Stephanie Tanner era, but of course, when he was with the Rockers, I mean, he was still awesome. His gear is definitely some of my most favorite gear ever. Um, I don't know. I just love the look of his gear. I love those trunks and the hearts, and he just always was on point. And Steven pointed out yesterday that, he really is one of the best sellers of all time. Like, he's right up there with Ric Flair. And we'll see more from him later on in the countdown, or the 40 for 40. But look at how long and luxurious his hair was here. And he was in great shape. And look at Diesel, or Kevin Nash. And Sid Vicious. And look, they're in striped referee shirts now. So that changed between 94 and 95, it looks like. Match. Who is that? Is that just a guy? Cornette wasn't in this match, right? There was a guy that looked like him walking around the outside of the ring. It's not him, though. That guy right there. Baby Earl Hebner. Hartford. Shout out to Hartford. What was the main event? The Refrigerator, Lawrence Taylor? Just kidding. I don't know who Lawrence Taylor is. It's like a stand-up guy. Now, Shawn Michaels is another reason why I love him so much would be just the charming aspect of his gimmick, like sweet chin music and tuning up the band and all of that. I love all of that stuff. Iconic match. Let's see what our next one is. 96. Ooh, Stone Cold Steve Austin, when we first get a first glimpse of him in the beginning of the Attitude Era. All right, let's see what we've got here. All right, take a look at Steve Austin here. Those eyes look crazy. Like right now, you would believe he is a stone cold killer. Who is that guy? Is that Raven? I don't know who that was. Don't quote me on it. I don't know all the wrestlers sometimes. So this match is Stone Cold versus Jake the Snake Roberts at King of the Ring. And Jake the Snake Roberts is 41 years old in this match. I'm turning 40, right? It's crazy to me that Jake the Snake Roberts was 41 here because to me, he always looked old. And now, I mean, hello, do I look like Artie the Big 40? I don't know. I don't know. But look at that. A young Steve Austin. Finally, his head is shaved. Let's just take it to the end here. Now, at the end, he wins the King of the Ring, and he goes on to say for the first time, his famous Austin 3:16. So, boom, he wins. All right, we got to see this interview at the end there. Let's see if I can pull this up. Okay, we're gonna play it with sound. Who is that? I don't know who that is. I just whooped your ass. Woo! Iconic, iconic. Listen, who is that? That's not Michael P.S. Hayes. That's definitely not Bruce Pritchard. I don't know who that guy is, but who cares? He was there. He witnessed history. That was his microphone that Stone Cold Steve Austin said that in. And that's all you really need to know. He was iconic in the Attitude Era. He's like Hulk Hogan if you didn't know his name before you knew it. Everybody knew their names, like The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan. I mean, now probably John Cena. I mean, there's only a handful of wrestlers that are like on that level in terms of fame and things that people know about them. The next wrestling match is going to be 1997, the all-time famous Montreal screw job. Now, I think Bret Hart was on his way out of the company and look at Shawn Michaels. Look at that face. This is back when he was like there are two eras. Okay, first we'll get back to that. Look at China. Look at her. What a bad bitch. She's in my top female wrestlers. I think she was so iconic. There was nobody like her up until that point. Nobody that looked like her. Most females were delicate and feminine. And here she comes looking like a thug. And what a badass. Like she was the bodyguard for them. I think that is so awesome. But I think there are two eras of Shawn Michaels. This might be blasphemous or whatever, but this is who I am. BC before Christ, Shawn Michaels, and then AD after death, or I mean, we could say AC after Christ, because there's a clear difference in who he is after he finds the Lord. So that's my theory. I'm sticking to it. But, babe, can you come talk about the Montreal screw job just quickly? He's on his way out, right? Bret Hart.
So a year earlier, Brett signed a 20-year contract, but Vince said he couldn't pay him anymore
Yeah.
and offered to let him out of his deal if he could find a better deal.
Yeah.
And he found one with Eric Bischoff.
Okay.
They were paying him $5 million a year. So Brett didn't want to lose in Canada. He said he would have lost the title. The next night, he would have vacated it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Vince, Triple H, and Shawn said if he's not going to do business, we'll do business for him, and made the decision.
So then you'll see later in the match, Shawn Michaels gets him in, what is it, the figure four?
Sharpshooter, his own finisher.
Sure. Oh, shit. In the sharpshooter, the ref, clearly, he didn't tap, but the ref says he tapped, and then there's the spit to the face. The spit heard around the world. So he had no idea.
That was it right there.
All right. Let's see what happens here.
So the fallout from this is after this, Brett destroyed the ringside, destroyed the monitor, the tables, everything, and everybody went back. Brett got a shower, and Vince walked in, and he got one shot. Vince said, "You have one shot to punch me." So Brett hit him with an uppercut and knocked him out. And there's footage because there was a documentary being filmed.
Oh, you saw it. Go ahead.
And this was all on camera. You just didn't see the punch, but you saw the aftermath.
Yeah.
Where Vince had to be held up.
Yeah.
Shawn and Triple H denied everything until a few years ago. Vince told him to. He wanted to take the fall. So Brett was done. Davey Boy was done. Neidhart was done. Owen Hart went away.
Yeah.
And the Mr. McMahon character was born.
And Bret Hart hawked a looch right in Mr. McMahon's face. He deserved every second of that, too. All right, guys. Here it comes. I hope you're as excited as I am. Hell in a Cell, Mankind versus The Undertaker in Pittsburgh. Now, I mean, if you know about this match, you know, right? Iconic, insane. Mick Foley doesn't know what day of the week it is. He does this entire match. It's insane. But look at him. There he is. Mankind, youngish Mick Foley coming out. I loved the Mankind gimmick in the Attitude Era. I mean, of course, it was weird, but anytime I played Royal Rumble on the PlayStation, I was Mankind because he was an ass kicker. But look, here they are. This is like hardly into the match, right? Because they had like almost 5 minutes of entrance music situations. But here they are getting to the top. Taker, all nearly 7 feet of him is up there. I'm stressed out for them. Boom. He punches Undertaker. Boom. Another punch. And a chair. How'd they get a chair up there? I didn't even see it. All right. Let's see here. They're still fighting. All right. Oops. Here we go. That's the ending. Let's see. Okay, look. They're over there. There's a chair. They're getting closer. Oh my God. What's going to happen? I know what happens. The suspense, though. Boom, boom. He's going to chuck him right over the edge. Look at him. He's bobbing. Boom! By God! By God! Listen, there's nobody like Jim Ross. We love Jim Ross. But look at this. He's under the table, under the ringside fence thingies. Undertaker is just up there. It's insane, right? This match should be over right here, right now, but it's not. Let's see what happens. Boom. Replay. Insane. I don't even know how far he fell. They're like, "Are you still alive, bruh?" They're getting ready to take him away. He comes back. They wrestle some more. Let's see what happens here. Find it. Okay, hold on a second. He's like, "Hell no, I'm not done with this match." Look at him. Look at that crazy face. Missing his tooth. Oh my God. And up he goes. As if he did not get enough getting tossed off the ring. He's going to the top for some more. And it doesn't end here. It just keeps going. All right. Let's see. Okay, they're at the top. Boom, headbutt. Boom, more headbutts. And a choke slam. Boom, through the top of the cage. And at this point, I don't even know how Mick Foley did this. But they continue to fight. It's insane. Look at that. Thumbtacks. Are you kidding me? That is insane. There's thumbtacks in this man's ass. Has he not suffered enough? And look at young Undertaker. Oh my God. Tombstone. Boom. Right onto the tacks. Now the thing with the Undertaker is his finisher is absolutely insane, right? He tombstones you. You're laying on your back. He folds your arms over your chest. He sticks his dick right in your face, and then he sticks his tongue out. It is insane. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get the close-up of the tooth in the nose. This guy, he don't even know what day it is. Let's see if we can get a good picture of this. It's so iconic. It's one of the top Google searches. Let's see if we can get an image of it, because we have to see it. Look at that. Do you see that? His own tooth is in his nose. It's insane. Well, I can't zoom in on it because I'm not technologically savvy, but iconic. Love it. Loved that match. Then in 1999, it was The Rock and Mankind in an I Quit match. Now, I don't know if I've actually seen this match. If I have, it's been a while. So this was the corporate Rock, babe. So what does that mean for the Attitude Era? He was like on Vince McMahon's team. Okay. Look at the young Rock. Look at him. Those baggy exercise pants, that chopped up sweatshirt situation, boots. What a cute little baby Rock shot at the end. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's right. They have to say I quit. That's why they keep holding the microphones up. Okay. Oh my God. Is this where he does not protect himself repeatedly? Oh my God. Here comes a chair shot. There's baby Earl Hebner. Ah! Mick Foley is a saint in wrestling. Oh, she must have been little, his daughter Noelle. That must have been terrifying. Look at those chops on The Rock's face. Those sideburns are incredible. Oof. Let's see what The Rock says. And millions. Man, with The Rock, iconic, always and forever. Your monkey ass. All right, let's go to the next match. 2000. The first ever tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my! Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys. This match is up there. It's got to be one of the top matches of all time. It's absolutely insane. So much high flying stunts. I mean, for me, there is and can be only one incredible move of the night. Let's go ahead and press play, see what happens. Turn off the sound because you don't need to hear it, right? Now, these three tag teams are arguably the best tag teams of all time, and they all for different reasons. You know, Dudley Boys, get the table, Devon! And like they had their whole family in ECW, and just like so much fun, right? And they just had their final match with the Hardys not too long ago. But they were known for their tables. And then the Hardy Boys, they were kind of like the high flyers and had all their cool moves. Like, what was it? What is the twist of something? Twist of fate, Swanton Bomb. It's the one that everybody knows. And then there's that Poetry in Motion. Whisper in the Wind. Okay, so, oh, look, there's Lita. She's getting naked. It's the Attitude Era. Boom! Dudley's get her. Oh my god, it's the Whale Tail Era, too. There's Edge. There's Christian. Christian does not look like the patriarchy we know now. And I can't even say no in love because we all hate the patriarchy, right? I do, anyways. Okay, look at this. He's gonna fall. He can't even stay on. All right, we gotta get to the good part, though, when he is like up there dangling. There he is, dangling from the title belts. He tries to get back on. He moves the ladder with him. You can see the gears turning in Edge's movements because you can't see his face, but he's up there. It's on the tallest ladder, and he spears him right in thin air. So crazy, so iconic. Jeff Hardy still looks the same. Matt Hardy looks a little worse for wear. Edge and Christian, they're still going strong. Yeah, but they ruled the Attitude Era when it came to tag team wrestling. Replay, I can't even imagine doing that. That's insane. That's one of my all time favorite matches. All right, we have a couple more guys. Surprise, this is a two-parter. It is too long to do it all in one night, so it's going to be a two-parter. But here we are, WrestleMania 17, the Austin versus The Rock 2. It's the climax of the Attitude Era. Double turns, double beers. It's gonna be incredible. Let's get this match up here. Babe, do you have anything for us? Babyface?
Yep, he turned heel.
That's with Kurt Angle, right? Where he's got him in the figure four and the blood's just like shooting out of his head.
That was WrestleMania 13. Was the one where he joins forces with Vince McMahon after years of battling Vince. They were aligned.
This is like iconic Rock in terms of the change in how he looks, right? He went from those baggy workout pants and sweatshirt to the trunks. Is that what the underwears are called?
Yep. 2 years and both these guys were gone.
That's insane. And then, you know, he only had the one Brahma Bull tattoo at this point. Anybody who knows that I'm always on tattoo watch. Steven's getting me 2 new tattoos and this Macho Man shirt for my birthday. Whoop, 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 whoop. Man, Earl Hebner, he has been around. He has been in like every video since like the late 80s, maybe early 90s. Look at him, bleeding like a stuck pig right into the post. I love in matches when the wrestler does the jerk, like, I'm dead. I'm jerking back to life. I don't know what it's called, but I love it. Now, when I was into the Attitude Era, I think I was more of a Rock fan than a Stone Cold fan, but now, as an adult, an older, more mature wrestling watcher, I definitely like Stone Cold much better than The Rock. Look at that blood. Fun fact, before I got pregnant with Rocco, who's our oldest, I loved bloody matches. Like the bloodier, the better. And then I don't know what happened to me, but ever since I had my first kid, I can't really stand to watch bloody matches. I still watch them, but I'm just like totally grossed out now. This is still back when it was WWF. Man. And he had his 2 leg braces. Steve even said at this time they were about couple of years away from not being with the company anymore. Holy smokes. When he bleeds, he bleeds. He doesn't have any hair. So it doesn't have anywhere to go, so it just stays there on his face. Insane. Oh, yes. Boom. All right. Figure 4. Turning it over. Oh my god, look at all this blood. It's so gross. And they didn't have to wear gloves. The refs didn't wear gloves back then. So it was all hepatitis all day. disgusting. These are two. And then when they push up out of the figure four, and then when they pull them back, I can't even imagine doing this move. It's insane. All right, let's fast forward ahead. Let's see what happens. Because I don't quite remember. Ooh, Stone Cold wins. That had to burn getting beer in his bloody nog. Man, that's so cool. What kind of beer did they use back then? Now I think he uses his own beer. Is that Budweiser? Looks like Budweiser. I think it's Budweiser. Guys, remember the Budweiser frogs? Wise. I don't own the rights to any of the content I've used today. Me. This is like back when wrestling was my favorite of all time. I will forever love the Attitude Era. I'm also like a 90s girl through and through, so I know the Attitude Era did take place in the 2000s as well, but it does kind of fall into that bracket for me. All right, let's move on to the next match. Also, the thing I love about Stone Cold is the way he carried himself, like his walk, his strut. To me, his strut was more iconic than Ric Flair's, but everybody does the Ric Flair strut now. Like, that's their thing, is to, maybe it's their, I don't know, maybe it's their tribute or maybe it's their way of being badasses. Ooh, HBK returns. So at this point in 2002, how long had um Shawn Michaels been away? 5 years. And this is the match where he wears jeans and boots, street side. He looked like he just came from milking the cows. Let's see here. Against Triple H, his buddy. This is AD, right? After death, after Christ. Yeah. And look at Triple H. Like, he's always been in incredible shape. He always has looked like a wrestler. I'm weird about a lot of things, but hands is one of them. And anytime I watch a Triple H match, I can't stop thinking about how weird his hands look to me. But that's just me. I'm just a weirdo. Oh, look at him. Shawn Michaels, he's sad. And this was just supposed to be a one off, right? And then he did good and he just stayed on. But this is like iconic Triple H. This had to be the height of his career, right? At this time. So this was sort of pre-cerebral assassin, but he was kind of there. Okay, right. So this match, as you can see, it went for a long time. I love the sweet chin music. Look at him go. It's like gets all wiggly. He's like, I gotta kick him. I gotta do it. I'm a maniac. Oh no, he didn't get to do it. All that build up and no payoff. Pedigree. Nope, just kidding. Wow, I did not see that coming. He won. That's incredible. All right. Then we have Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. This is in 2003. I graduated high school in 2003. So 2 years ago was my 20-year high school reunion. I can't even believe it. It's gross. Time goes by too fast. But yeah, 2003. And Steve and I were both 1985 babies. We both graduated in 2003. Like, he has a match for like every major life event. Like, his matches correspond with things that happened in his life. Like, I think it's so cool. For me, it's different, music. I'll listen to certain musics at certain times of my life, and that's like how I measure things. But look at Kurt Angle. So this match, he wrestled with a broken neck. Is that what you said? Versus a baby Brock Lesnar. He looks nothing like this anymore. This was like pre all of the tattoos, and he just looked like an infant here. Let's see if we can pull him up. And when is that? Okay. So take a look at Brock Lesnar. He's not quite the freak yet. He still has his bounce that he does. That never changed. I don't know who this referee is, but it's not Baby Earl Hebner. Now, this is a first. We haven't seen a non-Baby Earl Hebner referee situation in a while, at least a decade, right? So after this match, Kurt Angle went away for a while. Is that wow? Did you see that? Insane. All right, let's see if we can find this shooting star press where Brock Lesnar. Here it is. Here he goes. He doesn't do this anymore. He's too big and cool for this now. But look at him. He's going up, just like the K-pop Demon Hunters. Wow, too far. He almost broke his neck. Look at him. He's like, "Oh my head." That's insane. And then he wins. He picks up the win eventually. Good match. I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan really. But I was convinced though that he was an absolute maniac when I first started watching wrestling again with Steve. Like he really built Brock Lesnar up in my head, and I was like kayfabe all the way, believed that he was a psychopath and a maniac, and I was afraid. Now I'm just like, okay, whatever. He doesn't really wrestle great, and also he sounds like a lesbian to me. Eddie Guerrero, Viva la raza. I lie, I cheat, I steal. Look at him. And then Brock Lesnar, here he is again. A little bit older. A little bit older. Maybe somewhat wiser. I don't know, but look at Eddie Guerrero. He is in incredible shape here. The traps on these guys. Look at those traps. Those are like shelving units above the shoulders. It's like a stairway to the top of their heads. Insane. How do you even build those muscles? Do you do like shrugs? Sound off. I'm a worker outer and I don't even know. Insane. Look at this. Brock's got the title. Both men are down. Wow. He lifts up Eddie Guerrero like Eddie Guerrero's nothing. That's insane. But then he turns the F5 into that. Is that a tornado DDT, babe? Right onto the title, pushes the title out of the way. Here he goes. He's going up. Look at that Eddie sign. Boom! Frog splash. Come on, get over here, ref. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Guerrero wins. What a great match. Incredible. That was 2004. Guys, I hate to break it to you, but this is going to be a two-parter, and we are only 20 years in. This last match, 2005, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, guys. Yep, it's going to be a two-parter. So sorry, you're going to have to come back the day after my birthday to get the rest of the 40 matches. But this is the final one of night one of Mare's 40 for 40. Leave a comment if you loved this and want me to do it every year. Just kidding. It can only be on the big years. Right. Let's see here. All right. Like I said, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. Now, this match is a 60-minute match. Look at how good Shawn Michaels looks here. He is in phenomenal shape. Like I said, his gear has always been some of my most favorite gear. He just looks so good. He just looks healthy and in shape. Pull up what Kurt Angle looks like. Look at him. He looks great too. So he had neck surgery and recovered and came back to fight in the next year. Look at him. He is ripped as hell. Big traps. Big traps. Those are a thing. People like traps, I guess. I don't know. This match is going to be incredible. It's a 60-minute match, so we're not going to watch all of it. But see if we can get some highlights here. I love how Shawn Michaels' hair looks absolutely crazy by the end of a match. Like, he's just the total package when it comes to wrestling and performing. I had to pull the straps down, even though I started with my straps down, and here I go to the top rope. Whoa! Shawn Michaels moves out of the way. Is that a shooting star press when they face the crowd to flip up backwards? Insane. What a feat of athleticism. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? Boom! Sweet chin music. Out of nowhere! By God! This isn't Randy Orton, but still. Alright, see what happens here. Ooh, he's got him in the ankle lock. Now watch how Shawn Michaels sells this thing. He's like, oh God, somebody help me, I'm crying. I gotta get to the rope, please. Incredible, incredible performance. And the Oscar goes to Shawn Michaels. You would think that Ric Flair is sawing that ankle. Kurt Angle is sawing that ankle off right now. He had to learn from Ric Flair. Look at Ric Flair. That's what he does when he begs. He's like, please help me, somebody. No, don't kick my ass. Oh my God. Insane. This is insane. Look at Kurt Angle looks like he's dead. Did he win? Wow, Kurt Angle won. That's crazy. And this wasn't for a title or nothing, was it? Wow, what an incredible match. Like, this is back, like, when every match meant something, where every match felt like a title match. I'm sure there were matches that didn't feel that way, but now if you watch wrestling now, it's not the same. Wow, that's absolutely insane. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning with me on night one of Mare's 40 for 40. I'm so excited to bring the next 20 years with you tomorrow. Just be ready, be excited. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, you like wrestling? You like wrestling as much as me, Effie, the GCW World Champion? Well, I've got the right show for you. Tune in to Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling, where Steve and Mare bring you all the wrestling news, all the wrestling fun and gossip on a podcast available to you for free to listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you get podcasts. That's right, it's Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling.